if you don't eat fishes, but you indulge in doing fishing, that's where the Sindh River in Sonamarg is the place to be in. That's what we do. And Sonamarg is also, let me tell you, the significant gateway to ancient Silk Road from Kashmir to Tibet. And that's what the road you take, and you move on from, you go to the little up to that's the Tajivas Glacier. You see the beautiful Rajkeen forest, the waterfalls. We raft and we further move towards Kargil. And how do you go to Kargil? You pass the Zojila Pass, one of the most beautiful road trip ever somebody can take in the lifetime to absolutely. And you go from here to all the way to Zojila Pass and cross and come to Kargil, and that is the way you take to go to Leh. So we go Srinagar, Sonamarg, Zojila Pass, enter to Kargil, Kargil to Drass, and then from Drass forward and you enter Leh from the beautiful monastery called Lamayuru, which is one of the oldest and one of the richest monastery of Ladakh, where we enter to. Now Kargil, of course, and when we enter from Kargil to Lamayuru, Ladakh, we also visit the Indo-Aryan Valley, which comes in between, apparently one of the last races which are supposed to be the pure race of Indo-Aryan, which is the Han Valley. We also visit the Han Valley and further towards little bit the Mulbek Monastery before you enter Lamayuru. And have you ever heard someone to do picnic in the Nimo village? What this Nimo village is all about? People may have taken to Nubra Valley, people may have taken to this Hunda sand dunes, but have you been to Nimo Valley? One of the most beautiful, quaint space is called the Nimo Valley, where under the apricot trees we sit and we do the picnic, and we drive along the Zanskar and the Indus River, and also cover the Uletupko. Uletupko is one of the places where we do a small trails and the treks before we enter Leh. So girls, this epic road trip from Srinagar all the way to Leh covers the eastern side of Ladakh, and of course the main part of Kashmir, which is during the summers. If you haven't been to Sonamarg, you're missing the big thing. So this road trip is about 7 nights and covers the most epic journey of this entire thing. And you enter Srinagar, you leave Leh, and the whole path takes you to the small beautiful villages along the side where we enter, where we see small villages, how the people and the local people live their life. We interact with them. All these small things are very, very experience based, and not for someone who's looking for the traditional trip, but someone who really wants to experience like a local and does not want to be a tourist in this country. Absolutely, this trip is for you if you're looking something like that. And Tajivas Glacier, you can walk or you can take ponies right up to see the beautiful valley. You see most of the Kashmir Valley from this Tajivas Glacier. And another Zojila Pass, the tunnel which now has been made, and a very important path for Indian Army, because that's where the Kargil war was also fought from. And of course we visit the Kargil memorial, we visit Drass, we go to Drass village where we will have a tea with the local people and kind of, understand the stories behind what goes with them when they live on the border. And, a lot of wars have been fought from there, and how do the local people react to those things. So these trips are really the soul for Meraki, because we just do not touch the tip of the destination, we tip the real deeper route. So girls, if you haven't been to this route, and even if you have been to Kashmir, a lot of people come to me, oh, we've been to Kashmir, but this is not the Kashmir you've been to. This is not the Ladakh you've been to, because these are the small little detailings from Mulbek Monastery to Indo-Aryan village. Then you enter Lamayuru, we go to Alchi, we have this beautiful lunch in the Alchi kitchen, which is, if you ever want to taste the real local Ladakhi food, of course you can go to a Ladakhi home, but most of the Ladakh joints do not anymore offer you a real Ladakhi food. Well, I have lots of questions coming in. Let me answer some questions after I finish. Yes, please. So somebody is asking me, can we bring our kids, or this is only for women? Well, this is for women. Yes, you can bring kids, but kids about 5 to 6 years old can be brought for this trip, and it would be great to have them because they can really learn about the history. They can learn about real Silk Route, which will eventually help them to with their studies to understand the history. Yes, you can bring your girl gangs, you can bring your mom, you can bring your sister, you can bring anybody from your family, from your friends. It could be one of the reunions you could do on the road trip, which is well organized and taken care of. Yes, Kashmir seems to be very interesting. Somebody has written to us, Kashmir looks more exciting with Meraki. Absolutely, yes, it is, because we do not show you what everybody shows you. And this whole routing, rafting on Sindh River, fishing in the Sindh River, which is a very integral part, which eventually connects to Pakistan. And then we enter to Kargil, Drass, and from Drass when we go to the Indo-Aryan village, and from there to Mulbek Monastery, Lamayuru, Alchi, Ulitopko, Nimo village. You drive across Zanskar River. So it's a great trip.